guys are hanging in there with everything going on, taking care of yourselves, staying healthy. Guess what? Kim got naturalized!
It was a month and a half ago.
Yeah, to be honest, it's not that fresh, but it's still exciting.
Yeah.
Aren't you happy it happened like way before like all of this quarantine stuff happened?
Yeah, definitely. So basically, a week after my ceremony, the stay-at-home order and COVID and all of those stuff happened, canceling of schools.
She got naturalized just in time for the stipend.
I had so many people ask me to sing the Star Spangled Banner. Is that right? Star Spangled Banner?
Yeah, I think that I'm not American.
I'm in the process of becoming a full American. You started at the naturalization and it's just progress.
It's constantly learning.
It's constantly learning, but yeah, it was really cool because actually it's been 14 years about since our family had come to US, and our family has gone through a lot, I guess, through all those years, and it was just a sign of God's faithfulness through all those years, and so it was a very, very special moment for our family, I think.
While I was there, I saw one Zambian getting naturalized. I was so happy.
Like, oh, I heard her.
One cheer.
Yeah. I'm sure she appreciated it.
I'm sure she was like, who was that? Hide me someone.
She was happy.
It was a good time. It was
Yeah.
a good time. Of course, I screamed for South Korea as well.
Thank you so much for coming, guys. I was really touched.
That day was also stressful because I lost my Airpod.
She lost the Airpod right at the beginning, like even before the ceremony. But then she realized it when we were in the long line,
There was
longest
a
line ever.
long line to get into the ceremony.
Yeah.
It was really stressful. I was panicked, of course. But I think what made me feel so panicked and sad is that, like, my AirPod is mine. I know, like, a lot of people spend a lot of money on, like, different devices, and AirPods aren't that cheap. But to be honest, like, to lose it, you could just replace it and get a new one. But at the same time, it holds value to me because it's mine. And I think in that moment, there's a lot of lessons that I ended up remembering from the Bible. For example, in Luke 15, I was reminded of a story that Jesus tells of a woman who has 10 coins and she loses one of them and she searches the whole place for that one coin that she has. I imagine her flipping the couch over, like, you know, flipping tables, every place for that coin until she finds it. And then when she finds it, she's elated with joy. And I couldn't help but think of that passage as I was looking for my AirPod, because I searched the whole building. Once we got out of the ceremony, we were happy, of course, we took pictures. And then
She
just
was like,
searched
get out of my way.
It was real, and like we looked everywhere. I kind of felt like through that story, Jesus was trying to tell us a little bit more about God's heart for us. So the Bible tells us the story of how, like, our relationship with God is broken. And because of that, in a ways we're lost to him. And so he sends Jesus to go out searching for us. Every time the relationship between God and man gets restored, there is a lot of joy and excitement over that. Fast forward a little bit to the end of the story. I found the AirPod. I circled the corner and looked back at the spot where I dropped Kim off, and then there on the ground was a little white speck. I found my AirPod. Immediately I called Kim up. I was like, hey, I found her. And she's like, yay. And my joy and finding my AirPod, I couldn't help but think of the joy that God has whenever one of his lost children comes back to him. It was just an AirPod and I was overjoyed.
But a person,
That's a whole different thing, guys. And so, yeah, I guess in that journey of searching for my AirPod and finding it and everything, I was reminded of how precious we are to God, not because of what we can do or like how much we cost or whatever values or talents we have to offer or not, but simply because we're God's. We're precious to God because we're God's, and he delights whenever we're able to restore a relationship.
and I think it says a lot because it's Jesus himself telling the story, because you know, somebody else could be like, oh, that's probably how that person feels, but it's very different when they're like, this is how I feel when I'm reconciled with you.
Hey, have you ever lost something that's precious to you?
Oh yeah, I actually lost my brother a few times. Quite a few times.
Oh!
Sorry, brother.
All that to say, congrats for getting naturalized. We had a great time. That's all we had for this week. Hopefully you guys can join us again next time. And anything else you wanted to add?
Subscribe?
Yes! Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share with other people that may be interested. And yeah, hope to see you next time. Bye!